I am Tom Shalhoub in for Greg on this very special edition of Gutfeld. Let's do some headlines. A woman wound up with a $21,000 medical bill after a bat flew into her mouth. She claims it's the last time she vacations in Wuhan. Yeah. According to new data, walking 7,000 steps per day can greatly improve your health. Does falling down steps count? No. Michael Jackson's dirty white sock that he once wore on stage has sold for $9,000 at a French auction. And it's still the best-smelling thing in France. Oh, yeah. Don't go after France.
I've been there.
Critics were horrified that President Trump turned the Rose Garden into a patio. What a waste, all that concrete and no bodies buried under it, said one woman. A man named Jeffrey Epstein is running for mayor in a Massachusetts town, and he refuses to change his name. He says even if he's losing in the polls, he plans to hang tight. Okay. The new Golden Bachelor is facing backlash for saying he didn't want anyone over 60 with artificial hips or wigs. Looks like these two contestants are out. According to a new study, spending 15 minutes a day outside can enhance your physical and mental well-being. Good thing I'm homeless, said one man. New York mayoral favorite Zohran Mamdani has Jamal Bowman on his shortlist for school chancellor. Chancellor? Why not put him in charge of fire drills? Right? And finally, England has launched the world's first gonorrhea vaccination program, free of charge to those at highest risk. Pip, pip, and cheerio, said this chap. Okay, to my searing monologue. So in America today, the electorate has two options. Vote Republican or pack your bags for Canada. I'm kidding. You'd be better off in Cuba. At least there, when they do admit when Fidel Castro's their dad. Oh, it's worse than France. But the choice is honesty versus pantomime. The truth is, Trump is from Mars, the Dems are from Venus. Yeah, his tweets are mean, he gives people nicknames, and he says things like fight, fight, fight. But you know what? It's all out in the open. You know where he stands, even if he's standing on Adam Schiff's pencil neck. Now, compare that to the Democratic strategy. Let's look the other way while chaos unfolds, then whine about Trump. Like this latest gem from Texas. House Democrats literally fled the state to block a vote on redistricting. Their goal? Break quorum so Republicans couldn't pass laws that would redraw the Texas congressional map. Now, redistricting is something the Dems do all the time in places like California and New York, but they scream fascism when somebody else does it. But what did Republicans do? Well, Texas Governor Abbott threatened to remove these legislators from office. Now, that's aggressive. Not in your face, angry, but deliberate, unapologetic, legislating like a boss. Instead of being a graceful loser, also known as the Romney effect. Yeah. It's the clearest contrast we've got. Democrats run, Republicans do their job. Now, this is nothing new. The left is always passive-aggressive. Look at immigration. They refuse to enforce the law. Then they call the border crisis unsustainable, like it just appeared out of nowhere. And their fix? Make illegal immigration permanent and call it compassion. Then there's the Russia hoax. Democrats used the CIA and the FBI like rental hitmen and buried the evidence under reams of bureaucratic red tape. And the media bought it like it was a COVID booster. And then they called Trump the dangerous one. At least with Trump, when he's trying to take you out, you can pretty much tell. Just ask this guy. And here's the truth. Americans like Trump's aggressiveness because it's better than fake civility. We're tired of backroom deals disguised as consensus. And Trump's becoming more influential by the day. Even CNN is catching on.
I can't think of a more influential president during this century, and it starts here with tariffs. The effective tariff rate at this point looks to be 9 times as high as it was last year, the highest since the 1930s in FDR, Omar. The other big thing that Trump ran on, right, was immigration. How about net migration into the United States? Get this, it's down. It's going to be down at least 60%. How about executive orders? Already, 180 executive orders signed by Donald Trump this year. Donald Trump is remaking the United States. Love it, like it, or lump it. He has been tremendously influential to a historic degree, Omar.
Yeah, Omar. Take that, Omar. Listen, we prefer aggressive over passive aggressive because at least when Trump takes a swing at you, he does it in public. The Democrats, they skip the vote, leak to the media, leave town, and call it governing. We'll take the blunt orange guy. At least we know where he stands. And unlike the last president, we know this president can stand. All right, let's welcome tonight's guest. He's the kind of guy even telemarketers regret calling. Comedian and star of the new YouTube special, Unconceivable, Jim Norton. She understands bulls and bears better than a zookeeper. Financial analyst Heather Zumaraga. She's back because she heard Greg was gone. New York Times bestselling author, Fox News contributor, Kat Tim. And horses measure their strength in tyrus power. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, former NWA world champion, Tyrus. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I want to get your analysis on my searing monologue, Kat, but I want to say this. We're going to be making fun of each other this whole show, but I want to take some sincere... Listen, I'm so glad to have you back. America's so lucky. God bless that baby of yours, and you look great.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm not used to someone being nice to me sitting over there.
Okay, we'll try to change that.
Wait, what the hell, man? I've been gone, too. You want to say something nice to me?
Tyrus,
No, hell no. It's you know what I'm saying. Was I here last week? No. Thanks, Shalou.
I prayed for you, too.
No, you didn't.
Kat! So do you like my analysis? Republicans, aggressive. Democrats, passive-aggressive.
Okay, so it's definitely aggressive. And I also think this is a perfect example of something that it's just politics, right? It's when the other side does it, it's fascism, especially because where they're going, Illinois, that is a very gerrymandered place, right? Like, that's a perfect example of a place that's like that. But I also think that if Abbott has them arrested, that would look better for them. Like, they would love to have those photos of them being arrested and becoming heroes.
Yes,
I think
they want it.
I think they do want it. I think they do want it.
I think the thing is, Tyrus, I don't know the particulars of this, but people talked about, arresting them or, putting them in handcuffs, that kind of thing. Now, Abbott's excuse was he said they went to Illinois because they wanted Pritzker's money. And if you're taking money for a political stunt, that might be breaking the law. What do you think of that?
Well, I think the thing that the handcuffing thing might look good, but this is a different time. They're not going to be arrested during the Biden era, where they'll be out within the afternoon. Yeah. So they're going to get really arrested. And I don't know if they'll like that. And the other thing is that they could lose their job. So they'd be removed from office, and because and that makes sense to me, because what job in the world, like, for example, if we had here, Kat, reviews, like we had to go in Greg's office, he'd review our work, and we decided to, I'm not going to go in today because I don't feel like being reviewed. I'm going to stick it out in Florida and go swimming. Eventually, I wouldn't have a job anymore. There's any job that you could work at to where you'd be like, oh man, we got to do restocking at Walmart this week. You know what? I'm just going to not come in until they restock. You wouldn't have a job anymore. So running away from the problem to look good to whom? You're 17%, 12% favorable in polls. No one likes you. So this is not the time to leave your job. If anything, you should go to work, do the vote, and if you lose, then make make points, but again, this is an adult talking, make points to why next time around maybe they'll see it your way, but have a better excuse than always blaming Trump. But the other side of it is, what are the Republicans going to have when Trump is gone? Because, yeah, the aggressiveness is President Trump. Where are the other Republicans? Is there any other Republican that anyone's like, oh, that guy's as aggressive as President Trump? Oh, that guy's next. They're going to be like, they're hoping he runs for a third term because we don't have after him.
Exactly. Well, Jim, in the last time, Trump won, I call it, when he was president in 2016, the Democrats were saying, you can't normalize him. This is not normal. But he's pretty much normal now, right? I mean, pretty much the American people have gotten used to Trump. That's why he got reelected. So that's not going to work anymore. I don't think he's a tyrant. We've got to be afraid of him because we know him. It's his second term. So all of that stuff's not working anymore, is it?
Well, you were right when you said, I liked you said something about fake compassion, how they call him aggressive, but they're the same. Like with Trump, you're right, there are no other Republicans like him. There's no one else like him. And that was why he won, because he came in as this different person. He came in and said what he wanted to say, and he was, again, I've said this before, he was unscoldable. And I think that's something people like, is that his back can't be broken because he says something wrong and then people pounce on him, and then he backs off and goes, oh, guys, I'm sorry. He just plows right ahead. So, yeah, I think that they, by the way, they used this term on NBC for these people that ran away from their jobs, and they said Democratic lawmakers decamp for Illinois.
Yeah, they decamped.
Like, what does that mean, decamp? I don't know what that means, that they decamped for Illinois. They left.
Yeah.
They went to Illinois. They responded the way I responded when I got caught cheating. Just get out of there.
Right.
Stay
Heather,
there.
Jim's right, and they don't know what to do now. I mean, basically, you've got Trump. He's racking up the wins, and the resistance didn't work. It was like resist everything he does. So now, what's in their playbook? Like, walking out of session.
Lead to Chicago. Well, like Tyrus said, they're going to bring them back. I mean, you have to go back to work at some point in time. They're saying, oh, well, they need the bodies in the room to conduct business as usual and pass legislation or not. Yeah, so look, this is being done, by the way. It's not gerrymandering by Republicans to fix the vote. No, they're doing it because the Democrats did it first. The Republicans are having to reverse what the Democrats did in Maryland, in California, and in Texas. So they're just trying to level the playing field. And regarding CNN, the most influential president ever, huh? They finally admitted. I don't think they necessarily meant it as a compliment. But yeah, he campaigned on two things, immigration and leveling the playing field on a global basis. So you've got tariffs. Yes, they're high right now, but we're bringing in a lot of money. And look, at the end of the day, the goal is no tariffs, right? We want more free trade. And immigration, the lowest in 50 years. That's what the president campaigned on. And we're fulfilling it. Yeah.
He did change the game, Trump, and it's funny because in politics, people really learn fast, right, Kat? I mean, you learn overnight what the voters want. Why haven't other politicians learned? No one can copy the Trump formula. What is it? Why? It seems so simple.
Well, it's not that simple. I think that what Jim said was accurate, right? I think it's just he's unscoldable. He's going to do his thing, and if people don't like it, then he's going to not like that they don't like it. And people do feel, I think he came on the heels of people being told that pretty much anything you say is wrong, and him being like, okay, don't care, and saying it. People really like that about him.
Yeah.
But hold on, he didn't play the game. That was the thing about Trump. Even when he was a kid, he didn't go to recess because he didn't play. That's why everyone loves him, is because he's not playing the game. That's why the politicians hate him, because they play the game. They don't give a rat's ass about the American people. All they care about is getting in, getting their money, their pockets loaded, and then getting reelected.
Yeah.
Half their term is trying to get reelected again. Trump came in and he was like, I'm going to do this and this. And they're like, well, that's not the way we do things here. We say things, but we don't do anything.
Yeah. And that's it. That's why they got to learn. I feel like other politicians, they still think they're going to go back to the game.
Yep.
But Trump has changed the rules of the game, and they got to learn all the new rules. All right, before we go, reminder to come see Tom Shalhoub's Good Time Comedy Show. I'm performing all across the country, including Utah, Massachusetts, Florida, and Connecticut. Go to TomShalhoub.com for tickets. Up next, America loves Sydney Sweeney.
If you'll be in the New York area and would like tickets to see Gutfeld, go to foxnews.com/Gutfeld and click on the link to join our studio audience.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.